Welcome to the Quest Finders, a place where we celebrate who we are and get excited of the people we are becoming. With me, your host, Kuda. In each episode, we are going to explore insights, I will share stories from my life, and together we will be on this quest to find answers to life's questions and define a purpose for ourselves. Even though growth is personal and I do not have all the answers to what life may throw our way, we will serve as a community, ready to support each other with God as our helper. Let's get started on today's adventure. As you listen to the podcast, if you hear something that is relatable or something that you like, will you follow the podcast? Following the podcast will help us grow and reach out to more quest finders like you. Without further delay, let us get into today's adventure entitled Better Together. As you well know, we had the June Walking Challenge going on and we completed that. So yeah, congratulations everybody. What an amazing achievement. So, because V made a dashboard for us with all our totals and stuff, it was so easy to see how much we've all walked as a group. So thank you, V. So as a group, we all walked or managed to walk 1,237 kilometers in June. And according to Google, we walked from Kobe, England to somewhere in Berlin, Germany. Okay, I'm just going to give myself a second to let that sink in. I am so grateful for all of my friends, and I am so thankful as well to our friends and family that were not part of the challenge, but they became our cheerleaders. I could not have done this alone, and we all could not have achieved this as individuals. So everybody, big up yourselves. Indeed, we are better together. Sidebar. Well, to be fair, I did warn you guys that there's going to be quite a few of these sidebars and backgrounds. I should even say disclaimer. So this episode is partly based on what I believe and my own interpretation of the scriptures that I will share. So having said, I do encourage you to read on the scriptures and you study further and see how they apply to you. Growing up and going to school, I'm not really sure what happens now, as I've not really been a part of any schooling system, but the traditional school was put in a one-size-fits-all approach, which meant they would only move on with people that could adapt to that system and everybody else could be left behind. It also created stress and pressure and an unhealthy competitive environment, if I could say so myself. The danger with that approach is some genuinely brilliant people who just couldn't conform to that approach that the traditional schools had would potentially lose their self-esteem. And on the other side, the people that adapted well to the school system, they developed this habit of thinking everything is a competition. And nothing wrong with a healthy competition, by the way. I mean, if you listened to episode 1, you know that me and my friends turned a challenge into a competition unintentionally, but all good fun. It was so good that it helped push other people, out of their comfort zones. But the danger of secretly competing with people is that most of the times it's probably not coming from a good place. And when you start competing with people and you're not coming from a good place, you're going to overlook some of the contributions that certain individuals could actually have into your life. And on top of all of this, I feel like in a way we were conditioned to feel like making mistakes was bad. And somehow we would get punished for making mistakes. For example, if you didn't do so well and get demoted from group 1 to group 6. Some people may not relate to this, but hello, some fellow Zimbabweans. Or you get called names, which is not very nice. I mean, up to now, no one wants to be called names, right? So now combine competing and being told that you can't make mistakes and that you only have one chance and that's it. And you end up with people that build walls or shells around themselves, not having the ability to accept help or reach out, people that are not comfortable stepping out of their comfort zone because they are scared they will fail. And the good old, what would people say or think? If I could make any contributions to the schooling system back in the day, because like I said, I'm not quite sure what things are like now. I might need to look for experts, and maybe we could have a discussion about that. I would make it known that making a mistake is okay, and it's through making mistakes that we learn. I would make it a point that we all learn differently. Some people are very good at cramming and some people are just not good at cramming, and some people can absorb information faster than others, and some people will need a bit more time, and we all have different learning styles. We all don't learn the same way. So I would change that. And just to reiterate on that point of, coming together and doing things together, as a group, we walked 1,000 plus, but individually, we didn't even get anywhere near that, like even half of it. This was only achieved when we came together as a group. So it is well and good if you like to do things on your own, that's fine. But if you've been scared to doing things with people because you're thinking secretly they're after you, then you might need to just pray about it so that the Lord can lead the right people into your life. And if you do have people in your life, pray that you do partner with the right people. Because most successful companies, even though we end up just talking about the one person, they've got a team of people behind that success. So I'm here to remind us that we shouldn't be the kind of people that build walls around themselves and are afraid to partner with other people because we feel like you can only make it alone. One of today's verses is coming from Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 to 10, and it reads, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." And the second verse comes from Philippians 2 verse 2, and it reads, "Then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit, and of one mind." The second verse takes me to the workplace. Have you ever observed how some workplaces have employees who really understand the company values, culture, vision, and mission? And in turn, they have a low turnover and highly satisfied employees. They have managed to communicate their message so well that everyone is on board and happy to be a part of the vision. Referring back to episode 1, you need to be able to recognize the people that are supposed to be in your inner circle, right? And once you've established who is in your inner circle, if you're not really sure, you really need to pray about it, because I know one of the reasons why some people, just not other than the school system, some people are not comfortable partnering or doing things with other people is because they've been hurt and betrayed in the past. Because, the devil is like a rolling lion, always looking for one person they can devour, and they can work through anybody. We need to remember that. So we need to pray before we let people into our lives, right? So in your group of people that you actually genuinely trust and that have been in your life for a while, and this is not limiting this group to just friends, it's also to your family, right? You need to be honest about when you fumble so you can help each other grow. Nothing can stop you from being the best version of yourself if you have the right type of people in your life. Our key lesson for today is making mistakes is how we grow. Never be afraid of failing. It is in failing that we will find a breakthrough, with the Lord being our helper. I hope you found this episode insightful, and I'm excited to see you for yet another adventure. Goodbye for now. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Quest Finders. I hope you found some inspiration and guidance today. Remember, our journey is just beginning, and together we can find the answers that we seek. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the podcast so you can never miss an adventure. And if you can, leave a review. It helps us grow and reach more quest finders like you. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep finding your way. Goodbye for now.